Hey neighbors, got a minute? So maybe you remember this. It was like a video campaign of sorts. It was a handful or more years ago actually now, but it was called I Am Second. Do you remember those? Basically famous people, athletes, actors, actresses, famous people, prominent people in our society were basically getting on, they would sit on this black chair with this black background with a video camera on them. And it was very simple, but they would basically share their faith story, a testimony of how they had come to find and believe that God should be first in our lives and us second. Well, in response to that, a buddy of mine, Tanner Field, and now a guy in our church, Aaron Mares, they've been working together to create videos of their own and a curriculum to go with. But it's called Be Third. It's called Be Third Athletics. And there's actually some spinoffs they're doing with Be Third, other things. But the basic concept with Be Third is that God is first, others are second, and we are third. That's actually a more biblical approach to the ordering of things. I mean, think about what Jesus said when he talked about love, that there were two basic rules, period. One was, and the first one was, to love God with everything you have. Second was to love your neighbor as yourself. You see where self is there? Third. We've been invited by Scripture, commanded by, and invited by Jesus to be third in our lives, behind God and others we find ourselves. That's really the truest definition of love. Selfless love, sacrificial love. And during this Advent season, as we've said before, we're going to talk about four major themes. Hope, as we talked about this past week, the expectation of the coming of Christ. We're going to talk about joy, and we're going to talk about peace, but this coming Sunday, we're going to talk about love. And I hope that you'll be there to do that with us, to really dive into what true biblical and Christian love looks like. We're going to spend some time around the communion table as well while we're there. So I hope that you'll join us. We'll see you at 9:30 or 11. God bless y'all.